Welcome to the Funky Latina podcast, where community, culture, and music collide. I'm your host, Elisa, the Funky Latina. We'll discuss what I'm listening to, events you can't miss, and your new favorite Latin indie artists. Press play and let's get into it. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Funky Latina podcast. This is a very special episode. So, because it is so special, we're actually going to skip the Funky Latina report and we're going to get right into it. So, we are celebrating 5 years of funk, aka 5 years of the Funky Latina productions. And when I started my business, I had so many ideas. I mean, I still have so many ideas that I want to do and I'm working on, but I knew I wanted to produce events. I was blogging and I knew I wanted to go to concerts for free. I knew that this was going to lead me to do more things. So I'm really excited and proud of that. The mission of the Funky Latina has always been to increase Latinx representation throughout the music industry. So I want to see us not just on stage, but behind stage, behind the cameras, in the sound booth, in the producer's chair, all of the chairs for all of the Latinos. That's what I want to see throughout the music industry. And that's a major goal of the Funky Latina. The mission has always been to increase Latinx representation throughout the music industry. And I feel like I've done that. I feel like I've stayed true to that mission through different avenues. So when the Funky Latina started, I released my first blog post on Valentine's Day. So February 14th is the official Funky Latina anniversary. It was fun. I was just blogging. I made you guys a playlist, obviously. And then, of course, year 2 is when I started the Funky Latina Festival. But the first year was really dedicated to storytelling. And no one can tell our stories like we can. And so that inspired me to create an award, the Funky Latina of the Year Award. I've had the pleasure of awarding multi-hyphenated artists who rap and rep their cultura to the fullest. So I want to go through a brief history of the Funky Latina awardees throughout the year. The first on the list was the inaugural Funky Latina of the Year, Miss Angelina. She was the first ever Funky Latina of the Year. She is a multi-hyphenated artist. You may know her from her iconic summer anthem, In My Hoops, or her viral hit, which was used by Jimmy Fallon, Evie Queen, and the iconic Benito, I'm going to see Bad Bunny tonight. I'm going to see Bad Bunny tonight. In addition to making incredible music, she's also a filmmaker, a content creator, an activist constantly fighting for La Isla. I mean, she stays busy. It was amazing to award her and to have her be the first because it was just so iconic, and I'm so glad she accepted the award. She was so amazing and so gracious. Year 2, shout out to the woman who created the music that got me through the pandemic, songstress Crisol, aka Latina Turner. I'm telling you, you have not lived until you've seen Crisol perform live. I will put on record that I have a feeling that is what it's like to hear Selena sing, or experience Selena, because I feel like Crisol is just an incredible all-around entertainer. She was the headliner for the first annual Funky Latina Fest, and I'm telling you, I relive that concert in my head all the time. She's an amazing performer. Check her out on all streaming platforms. Follow her when she's not singing on stage. You can find her DJing all around Los Angeles, and she's been hinting at new music coming soon, so that I cannot wait for, and I'm so glad I was able to award her the Funky Latina of the Year. When I tell you these Funky Latinas of the Year rep for us, they put on for their cultura, through their art, and through legislation. Yes, ma'am. I had the honor to award Representative Maria Isa Vega Perez, who proudly serves District 65 in St. Paul, Minnesota, and she is a true rep who raps and a proud Boricua. If you're new to her music, definitely check out one of my favorite songs of hers. It's called My Love. Most recently, radio personality and event coordinator Natasha Kessels was named the Funky Latina of the Year. You can listen to her on 101.5 as well as her own show on Sunday nights, a Roosevelt tape where good friends recommend good music. When she's not on the radio, she's producing iconic events all around Phoenix. One in particular that I love to check out every chance I get is a Roosevelt John. So she's iconic, local Phoenix legend, and so glad to not just listen to her on the radio, but call her a friend. So let's take a moment to appreciate all the Funky Latinas of the year. Let's give them a hand. Let's give them their flowers. Definitely check them all out on social media. That's the best way to keep up with them because you can stay tuned to what they have going on. And who knows, maybe check them out in concert, maybe attend their events, or just follow them online to stay connected. All of these women are extremely talented and they make a difference in their community. And that's what being the Funky Latina is all about. I am so excited and proud to announce the 2025 Funky Latina of the Year Award. It's someone in the music industry that I not only admire, but I also get to call her my friend. So stay tuned for the announcement. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Funky Latina podcast. We have a very special guest in the house. Say what's up, everybody, to Priscilla.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great.
Thanks for having me, girl.
Oh my God, thank you for joining me. I'm so glad we were able to lock this in because if you guys follow Priscilla on Instagram, you know that she stays busy. So getting an interview with her is not only challenging, but it is very important. And once we get into this conversation and you hear her story, you're going to know exactly why we decided to get together. But this interview is actually very special because we're celebrating the 5th year anniversary of the Funky Latina. And I'm so excited because, you know, I started the Funky Latina blogging, production company, all of it to increase Latin representation in the music industry from in front of the mic to behind the stage to on the stage. And so the first year I started blogging, I was like, how can I get back to my community? How can we tell more stories? And I think the best way to do that is by telling our own stories. And so I'm super excited to announce that Priscilla is the 2025 Funky Latina of the Year. Give it up for Priscilla!
Which is such an honor, to be honest with you. When you told me, I was like, I'm going to cry because I don't know. Obviously, we always move with intention, but we don't ever really see or hear or even realize the impact we're making. And so for you to like give me this honor, I'm like, wow, I guess I am doing good things.
Absolutely.
So I appreciate it.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. And, you know, a little bit like about the award is like, it's always somebody who is authentically themselves and who is not just a member of the community, but a part of the community. And I think that's really important. Kind of like what you said, you know, sometimes we're doing things or posting things and we're like, are people even noticing? Not that that's why we're doing it, but it feels good when we recognize each other and we give each other our flowers. And that's what the Funky Latina of the Year is all about. So it's somebody who is authentic, is a part of their community, and obviously loves music. So you're kind of iconic. It was a perfect fit.
Well, I'm honored. Thank you. I'm very, very excited. So thank you.
Yes,
again.
of course. So I've had like the privilege to get to know you on a professional and a personal level. But for anybody who's maybe new to you, can you tell us just a little bit about yourself?
Yes. So I am a first-generation Mexican-American. My family is from Sonora, Mexico. I moved to, born and raised in Glendale, Arizona. A West Side girl for life.
Period.
Yeah, period. And then I got into radio about 13 years ago as an intern and then kind of worked my way up. And now I host the morning show on Mix 96.9 as one of the only Latina hosts, morning show hosts, I should say, in the Valley. And I also have a nonprofit called Community Comadres. And I'm also a co-founding Amor Amiga. And I'm a mom and a wife. And
yes. Yes. What doesn't she do? So yeah, you know, like everything I think you talked about is part of the reason why I wanted to select you and honor you with the Funky Latina of the Year award. Like you do so much and you do it with intention. You do it with authenticity. And like, I just really love your story. Like I've gotten to know you. I've gotten to learn about your story. I've gotten to know you better. And I think that, you know, it's really important that other people know that about you. So let's talk about, you know, I guess maybe if you're comfortable sharing just a little bit about your cultural background and then how that influenced you to get into the music industry, if it did or maybe it didn't.
Yeah, absolutely. So, like I said, my family is from Nogales, Sonora, and my mom was the single mom to my older brother, and then she got pregnant with me, and so she was about to be a single mom with both kids, and so she came to Arizona to have me. Unfortunately, there was a lot of red tape with her paperwork and my brother's paperwork, so she took us back to Mexico, and we were there for till I was like 3 or 4, right? And I got really sick. And we used to live in these. Do you know what El Cerro is? It's like a mountain where like little brick homes are like carved into the side of the mountain.
Yeah. No, like
Okay.
I don't think there's running water. It's like
Yes, that. There's no running water. I had, my mom had to, go to the well and get water, and they were in like these big like barrels, and she had to boil the water for us to drink it. Anywho, long story short, her assumption is that she didn't boil the water well enough, and I ended up getting really sick. And I was like 3 or 4 years old, and my mom was like, you're really lethargic, your eyes are rolling in the back of your head. She's like, I didn't know if I was about to lose my toddler, and so she like carried me down the mountain, like basically unconscious, thinking that she had lost her daughter.
Gosh.
And she took me to the hospital. They had a hard time kind of figuring out what was going on. They realized that I had some bacterial infection. And then obviously I'm here, so my health came back. But it was after that situation that my mom was like, I can't raise my kids here. Like this, I have to take my kids to a place where they're going to be safe, they're going to get proper medical care, and they're going to have running water.
Yeah.
So that's when she came across the border with me and my brother, and we settled in Glendale, Arizona, and she, worked as a housekeeper at the Crescent Hotel on the 17 freeway and Dunlap right across from Metro Center Mall.
Oh, wow.
That was her first job here in the States, and she worked so hard for a little studio apartment for her, me and my brother, and we slept on a pull-out couch. And, she did that for a few years until she met my stepdad, who raised me. And then from there, we went back to Glendale, grew up in Glendale, went to Alhambra High School. And I just, it was interesting because my family was very blue collar, and I didn't know it though. Your parents, you don't know any different. So you didn't know you grew up in the hood until you're out of the hood.
Yeah.
And then, a lot of it dealing with my mom and my brother's immigration. And that was kind of a journey through my childhood too. And that, obviously as a U.S. citizen, I had like, I don't know if you call it survivor's guilt, because I was the one that didn't have to have that stress, but my very close loved ones did. And so that was kind of something to navigate growing up. And I grew up in an area that was predominantly black and brown kids. And I was really influenced by the black community and really fell in love with R&B music and just hip hop and all of that. And a lot of that really helped me get through some of those hard things in my childhood that I had to deal with, with the immigration and, growing up with not a lot of money. And so that's kind of where my love for music really started, is when I was like in grade school, kind of going through all that,
Yeah, no, absolutely. You're good at being interviewed because you like took all the questions out of my head. Like, I love that you talked about how, music became like a tool and an instrument for you to lean on when you were, growing up in a mixed status family that is very challenging. And then, that's when you first started falling in love with music, and it kind of brought you to the next phase of your life. But I'd love to learn a little bit more about what were some of those songs or some of that music, or was there like a pivotal moment or concert where you're like, I am officially a music lover? When did you fall, or how did you fall in love with music?
Girl, everybody loved back in the day. I'm not going to lie. I love my NSYNC. I love my Backstreet Boys, but my boy band was Boys to Men.
Yes.
And I fell in love on just like The Water Runs Dry, on Bended Knee. Like, those were my songs. I remember like.
You didn't listen to Boyz II Men at your prom? You didn't live.
You didn't. You don't know what life is.
Yeah. You have no idea.
I loved Aaliyah, and I like her deep cuts. My favorite song from Aaliyah is 4-Page Letter. Like if you don't know that song, get on four-page letter. A four-page letter.
Girl,
and then when she passed, that was the whole thing. So it's just like, I remember getting for my like one of my birthdays, I got a CD player, and I just remember, you know, going on LimeWire and illegally downloading all my favorite R&B songs. And then falling asleep. And, you know, this is a part of my story that I don't share very often, but this was also, music helped me through it. My dad, rest in peace, he passed away last year. He was unfortunately a functioning alcoholic. So we had a lot of hard times growing up where he would, like, you know, verbally, you know, yell at us and do all that. And so that was kind of like my escape. And so I leaned on music to escape that as well. So I think that's why I have such a passion and a love for music, because it's like a therapy, you know?
Yeah. No, like, I mean, same but different. Like, that's what got me through the pandemic. That's like whenever I really leaned into and like pushed myself into the Funky Latina was during the pandemic, was like, you know, making reels and TikToks and like just that was like that. I felt like sometimes I think that was one of my first blogs. Like I wrote about like the 4 albums that got me through the pandemic, and they just felt the music, listening to that music just felt like a hug, like the hug that I needed when we really weren't like, we couldn't be with each other. We couldn't hug the people we loved the most, but like having that music was like having like being able to hug someone. Like it was so comforting.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's like, you know, some people read books to escape. Some people watch movies to escape. Like for me, it's always been music, always been music. I can listen to the same music I've been listening to for the last 20 years and it still hits the same for me.
Yeah. And it's like, you know, it's therapeutic. Like I feel like that's part of the reason why I started going to so many shows. Like it was like, you know, you walk out of a show. Like I remember seeing Mary J. Blige and Jay-Z in Vegas, and like I felt like I went to church after I left. I'm like, I can do anything. Like if Mary could do it, I can do it. And like, I mean, now I go to therapy, but back then I would go to concerts all the time.
Yeah, no, I don't go to therapy anymore because my therapy money goes to my concert money.
See, it always balances out. The concerts are expensive. I think therapy might be cheaper nowadays.
You're right. You're right. But there's something just like out of this world about going to a concert. And I don't think you can really wrap your head around what it's like to be a concert lover unless you like love music the way, because I can love all genres of live music and concerts, and it's just something so just, again, therapeutic about it, and I just love it.
Yeah, I know. I consider myself a professional fangirl, and like, you know, I think you even find community when you go to shows. Like I have no problem going to shows alone, and like there's nothing like that experience. Like speaking of, do you have like a favorite concert memory or moment?
I have to, you know, I've gone to so many concerts. I can't even tell you all of them, but there's 2 that really stand out. So my favorite artist of all time, like hands down, is Mariah Carey. Like that's my girl. I love her with my whole heart.
Queen.
Jennifer Lopez, who, like, my favorite song is Fantasy by Mariah Carey, the ODB version though. And I had the opportunity last April to go see Mariah Carey in Las Vegas with my daughter, Lila. And that was just core memories. I've never seen Mariah Carey live before. I have loved her since I was 12 years old. And so that just was so emotional and beautiful and amazing. So that's on the list. And then oddly, I wouldn't have normally said this, but Billie Eilish changed my life.
Really? Tell me more.
I'm not really a big, like her type of music. Like, you know, everybody was like all salty that Beyonce won album of the year. Like, I don't know those Beyonce people, but deserved it. Exactly. Like, I am a Beyonce stan. There's no Beyonce slander happening here.
I'm like,
but I will say there's something about Billie Eilish and the way she connects to her fans through her music that is so spiritual. I'm not even going to lie. Like, just the way that you're able to express yourself, the way she engages her fans, the beats her, like, sonically sounds. And I almost felt like it was, like, catered to a neurodivergent brain. It was it just really... It was like the way the sounds and the lights all were like copacetic, and then the beats and her energy, and it was amazing. And I she changed my life with that concert. I never want to not be in the floor again because of that.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. I've never seen her live. Now I want to, just to have that
You have to.
experience.
Yeah, it's so interesting because my station, I've been on my station for the last like 10 years, and it has gone through a lot of format changes and like different types of genres of music. And like when I first started, it was definitely more like pop based. And just in the last year, we had a format change that is more alt pop and more like alternative. And I'll be honest, initially that was a genre that did not feel like it suited me. And I was like, I'm an R&B girl, like leave me, you know.
Yes.
But because at the core, I have a love for music as a whole. It gave me the opportunity to explore, and I have found myself liking musicians that I don't think I ever gave a chance before, which has been really cool. Like, you know, Lola Young, Messy?
Yes.
You know that song?
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with her right now, and I don't think I would have given her a chance 3 years ago.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Even Chappell Roan.
And that's really cool because like you're touching on like music discovery, like how do we discover music? And that's one way to do it, by checking out like different radio stations and like being open. I think it's really easy to get stuck listening to the same artists and not being open to different genres or different artists, because like, yeah, like my cousin is like her and I are so different. She's like Taylor Swift, I'm Beyonce. I'm like Bad Bunny, and she's, again, I don't know, Taylor Swift, but she is the one that introduced me to Chappell Roan, and she's like, you're gonna like it. And I'm like, girl, take me to the Pink Pony Club right now. I want to go now.
I love Chappell. She's so fun, and just, I love her energy and her music. And again, not something I'd normally wouldn't listen to, but once, I think too, I don't know about you, but for me, music is so much more than just the sound. I also personally connect to the lyrics of songs.
Yes.
And it almost feels like a diary. And so I really love, like Lola, for example, back to Lola Young, Messy, it was giving eldest daughter energy. And that's why I loved it. Yeah. And so I think that's, you know, why music is just such a, I just love, I don't know, who are you if you don't like music?
Yeah. And I like what you said about that, because I think too, like, you know, there's like, I literally have a playlist called Don't Be Sad. And so when I'm feeling sad, I put that on, because there's like, it's like, and even like using music like as manifestation. Like, I mean, look at Doechii, for example, taking home her first Grammy. And like, I feel like, you know, a lot of her music, I mean, she's a master manifester, as we all seen after she killed it at the Grammys. You know, her music is so empowering. And like, I'm like, if you listen to that on repeat, something good's gonna happen.
Absolutely. And for the record, I love Doechii. She's giving Salt and Pepper vibes.
Yes.
But like in a like new age, like her song Denial is a River. It felt so Salt and Pepper, but more like obviously 2025. And I just obsessed.
I love that. I've never thought about that comparison. Now I need to like go re-listen to her album. But yeah, I really like her. I love when she performed at Coachella, and like, you know, she was like, this is for all like the Black alternative girlies, like we're here. And I was like, yes, like I think it's cool because she doesn't put herself in a box. And again, you know, maybe she'll be Funky Latina of the Year next year, because she is truly authentically herself.
Absolutely. And I do love that messaging too, is like, I think sometimes women in general, we feel like we have to be a certain box and we have to be in a certain place. I know for a fact I have felt for a long time like, because I'm a mom and a wife, I can't do certain things, or, you know, I can't pursue certain things. But I don't think that's the case anymore. I think that not only can you pursue it, you should. And it only helps your family and the ones that love you and the people closest to you feel inspired by that.
Totally. Like, I think she's a great example of being multifaceted. Like, you can be a mom, you can be a Thea, you can be all the things and be a badass. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. And I think especially now, like with the internet and like, especially in the music industry, like you can literally be anything you want. We have so much more access to everything.
I know. I don't want to be an astronaut, but
no, ma'am. No, thank you.
I'll stay right here on Earth.
Good.
But yeah.
I love it here.
I do. No, I
so
totally
funny.
agree with that 100%.
So I want to talk a little bit about the Funky Latina, and our anniversary is on Valentine's Day. The first, like one of my first blog posts I did was about Valentine's Day, and it was like basically just, you know, trying to bring back mixtapes and making playlists that were themed. And this one happened to be about Valentine's Day. So I would love to know if you could pick out your 3 favorite love songs.
Ooh, my
Or top
3
3.
favorite love songs. Okay,
Yeah.
top 3 love songs.
And,
oh my
you know,
gosh,
it
I have
doesn't
so
have
many
to-
to choose from.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be romantic. Like I think like, you know, it can be whatever love means to you.
Oh my gosh. Okay, my 3 favorite love songs. I'm going to have to go. I keep thinking of Whitney Houston, Deborah Cox. I think of TLC. I think TLC Unpretty. I love it so much. It's a love song to yourself.
Yes.
It's just like, I remember that was the first time. I know that the generation of girls now get that kind of affirmation a lot now, but that was kind of the first exposure that my generation or our generation got to like accepting yourself.
Yes.
And so that is a good self-love. TLC Unpretty. Boys to Men. Oh, or Genuine. Oh, Genuine in Jeans. Wait, is that Genuine or is that Tyrese? Or is that Tyrese? No. Which one? Tyrese is the one, the astrology one. What's that song? That one. I love it. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up. You're Aquarius. You know what I'm talking about? Hold on. Tyrese.
It's not Beyonce, is it?
No, it's Tyrese.
Is it
Signs? It's like Signs. Hold on, I'm gonna find it.
I don't
Signs
know.
of Love Making.
Oh,
Do you know that song?
Okay. Yes.
Okay, so that one's
That's a
fun.
good one.
I used to love, I don't know, in like 8th grade, the baby making music, even though I didn't do any of that.
We were all singing songs we shouldn't have been singing.
I know. And then I'm like thinking, I used to love Drew Hill too. Ugh. Those aren't even really love songs. They're just like maybe breakup songs.
Like, there was a lot. Yeah. Heartbreak. Yeah. Like New Edition. There's a lot of really good R&B / boy band-esque music.
I know. That's why I'm like, okay, so TLC Unpretty, Tyrese, Signs of Love Making. And then what's my third one? I was an NSYNC girly, so I will have to throw an NSYNC song in there. Do you remember God Must Have Spent a Little Bit More Time on You?
Yes. Now that you said that, I'm getting like flashbacks of like 98 Degrees and all the boy band era.
A little more time.
That's fitting. That's fitting. I'm gonna change that to your ringtone on my phone now. When you call me, it's gonna play that song.
Love it.
All right, now we're
I love
gonna
it.
go into a lightning round of things that we love. And so, I'm gonna give you some multiple choice questions. It's kind of like this or that, which one you prefer. And these are highly debated topics, especially in the Latinx community. So, no pressure, but pressure.
Okay.
Just kidding.
All right, go.
All right. So, first question is salsa rojo or salsa verde? What do you prefer?
Oh my, rojo.
Nice. Okay.
Hands down.
You know what? I agree. All right. Next, hot Cheetos or Takis?
Hot Cheetos.
Hot Cheetos.
Girl,
Same.
like
Look at us.
dipped in some nacho cheese. 10 out of 10.
Really?
Oh, you got to
Love
dip
that.
those hot Cheetos.
I'm a lemon. I do lemon on top. Real lemon. Fresh lemon.
Ooh, yes. Yes, girl.
Favorite Selena song? You can only pick one.
Oh my gosh. Cada vez que la vas- Okay, no. Beat It. Okay. Como la flor. Oh my gosh, which one do I want? Uno. I think La Carcacha. Carcacha.
That's a fun one.
I think that one. Oh my gosh, how I can't pick one. If I had to, that one then. I love all her music. It's so hard.
I know. It's hard to pick just one, but I agree. That's a good one. That's the
Okay.
top one. You know which one I really love that I think is like underrated is
Which one?
oh my God, what is it called? Oh, I'm getting used to you. It's in her one of
Oh,
her
that's
English
from her
songs.
English album.
Yeah.
Yes.
I always like
That's a good
that's
one.
I love that song because I love how like I don't know, I love the way it talks about love. It's so like playful and innocent.
Yes.
It's so sweet. And I'm like every time I hear it, it makes me a little sad because I'm like she was like the next pop star of our generation.
She did. I need to spend some more time with her English album. You know which one else is really good that you made me think of? What's the song where the producer wrote about her sister? Do you remember that one? I'll have to find it, but it's in her
Um
documentary.
yes. Yes. I know which I can't remember the name of the song. Like he was in love with
It's a
her.
slow
Is
thing. He was in love with the drummer. What's her sister's name?
Suzette?
Susie, right?
Yeah.
Suzette, yeah. Okay,
Girl, I don't
sorry, I
know,
got off
but
sidetracked.
no, that's okay. Now I'm intrigued. I'm like, look it up, girl.
I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look it
Yeah,
up.
let's find out.
No me queda más.
Oh
That
yes,
song.
that's a good one. You know which one I
Oh, okay,
like though
that
when
one.
I'm Si una vez is also really good.
Si una vez queda más.
Yeah,
Yes, you're right. No, I don't
I
even know
like
the
that
song.
one.
Okay.
All
I
right, we
love
have
Selena.
a few three. This is the Selena documentary, guys. Just kidding. Welcome to Selena Hour. This is we're not gonna stop. You can't. You got two Latinas talking about Selena. Game over. We can't
I
stop.
love it.
All right,
Done.
couple more questions for
Okay.
this lightning round. Salt or tajin rim on your margarita?
Tajin, 10 out of 10. Always.
Yes, likewise. And then last and final question: silver or gold?
Gold.
What? I'm like, yes, ma'am. You got it right. You got it right.
Hey! I know. Or a flannel. Gold.
Yeah, or flannel. What shade of flannel
All
are you
of it.
trying to rock?
I know. Anytime I try to wear a flannel and look cute like a pumpkin spice girly, I give like Chola Lowrider Club vibes. Like,
It's in our DNA. We can't help it.
it's okay. I embrace it. I love it.
Yes, yes, I love it. I'm so glad. Oh my gosh. Well, that's really all the questions I had for you. Do you have any questions before we wrap up?
No, just thanks again for having me. And I'm so excited for the festival. This is going to be my first time attending.
Yes.
And I'm excited to go out and have fun with some friends and see you do your thing and, see all the amazing musicians. So just thanks again for including me in all this.
Absolutely. I can't. Yes, I'm so excited for you to experience the Funky Latina Music Festival because it's your first time and you'll be there as the Funky Latina of the Year. So, very excited to have you in the house. But before we wrap up,
But
can you tell us and tell everybody how can we follow you? How can we stay connected with you?
yeah, so I'm on the mornings on Mix 96.9 radio, Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. You can also find me on social media at Priscilla on Air.
Amazing. And anything else you want to plug? Do you have any events going on or anything else we should follow?
Yeah, if you want to check out Community Comadres, a little bit about that is an organization for volunteers, and we give back to the community and we do events in the community. In a couple of weeks, we are going to open up our applications for quinceañeras because we're doing our community quinceañera this year, and we're so excited we get to honor 3 quinceañeras this year. And then you can also find out we're going to have a volunteer opportunity in April and this summer. So we're going to do a lot of give back to the community, hence Community Comadres. So make sure you find us on social media at Community Comadres.
Amazing. I'll be sure to share everything to my Instagram and tag you so that everybody can follow along and stay tuned. Well, again, Priscilla, thank you for being you and sharing your story with us. I've had the pleasure and privilege to not just call you a Latina in the music industry I look up to, but a friend. So I am so appreciative of it. I'm proud to call you the Funky Latina of the Year. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. And same to you. I'm so honored and happy. And I just love that we have grown our friendship professionally and personally. And it's just been such a fun journey. So thank you for including me. And I'm just, again, so grateful.
Amazing. Of course. And stay tuned, y'all, for Selena Part 2. Just kidding. Selena, we're going to have another episode and we just talk about Selena.
Yes, I'm
Awesome.
down. I'm ready for it.
Thank you so much. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Funky Latina podcast. I'm your host, Elisa, the Funky Latina. I think one of my mottos is it's never too early to start thinking about the weekend. So this segment is Look Out Weekend. It's February and we have a lot of really amazing things going on here in the Valley of the Sun. First is Thursday, not the day, but the company. Thursday is launching a singles event at the Moxie in downtown Phoenix on Thursday, February 13th. So if you're single, pull up. If you see me there, mind your business. A Taste of Melanin is hosting another event for Black History Month on Saturday, February 14th. It'll be at the Zoni Girls Roller Rink. If you're into hip hop, head to the Musical Instrument Museum where they have a special exhibit celebrating hip hop. It'll be running February 14th through February 15th. So check that out. Another event that is produced by one of the previous Funky Latina of the years is a Roosevelt John, and that's going down on February 15th at the Egyptian. After that, the next day, you gotta come see me at Fair Trade Cafe in downtown Phoenix on February 16th. I will be taking over the cafe from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and this is like an annual tradition. We have a very special and exclusive Funky Latina latte. We're going to have a DJ. We'll be making friendship bracelets. We'll have some photo ops. It's going to be a super fun, super cool event. And then you also get to check out the beautifully remodeled Fair Trade Cafe. So I want to see all of you February 16th at Fair Trade Cafe. After you go to that event, I want to see you again the following weekend on Saturday, February 22nd. I will be taking over Trill, the hip hop shop in Phoenix, and it's going to be so much fun. We're going to have a very special surprise performance from some local talent, so don't miss us highlighting our Phoenix gente. Super excited for that. And finally, y'all, we are counting down the days to the Funky Latina Music Festival, and I want to see all of you at the festival and on the dance floor, and I'm trying to help you out and save you a little bit of coin. So get your tickets now because for a limited time, you can get $10 off your ticket with code CONTIGO. Head to my Instagram, head to funkylatina.com. Go to my Instagram story because I'm posting about this every day. There's no excuse. And I need y'all to get your tickets because I want to see you at the 4th annual Funky Latina Music Festival. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you have a beautiful week. I hope you have an amazing Valentine's Day. And don't forget, February 14th isn't just Valentine's Day. It is the anniversary of the Funky Latina, and we are turning 5 years old. I know, we look good for 5, right? So thank you guys so much for your love, for your support. It has been an honor to be the Funky Latina, to have my production company, and to continue serving my community. I love it. I love it. It's so much fun, and I can't wait to see what unfolds for the next year. Have a beautiful night. I'm sending you all paz, love, and funk.